8 laps will be the distance. Top 5 will qualify. Brandon Martin, Jimmy Nair sharing out front row. Row number 2, Roddy Belbowen and Jimmy Stinson side by side. Green flag wave. Looks like the 11M of Brandon Martin will lead the field off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Roddy Belbowen goes second, but here comes the 8X of Brian Paulus. 8H rather, the 8H of Brian Paulus. Paulus shoots out to the race lead. Brandon Martin coming back on the inside. They're side by side as they enter turn 3. Paulus on the outside will give up the lead. Brandon Martin back out front. It's a double zero. Of Jim Neer making it a 3-car battle for the lead. Neer goes to the inside. Looks like Paulus making up the second spot. Jimmy Neer moves to the runner-up position. Now Neer challenging for the race lead. Martin Harrison, Dale Blaney in that number 4 spot. Then it is Dale Conley. And Roddy Balboa is coming back into the 5th and final qualifying spot. Blaney now up to 3rd. That'll put the Brian Paulus machine back up 4th. And out front is Jim Neer taking over the lead. So once again, Brandon Martin finds himself in the runner-up position with Dale Blaney on the charge. Blaney stays on the high side, going through turns 3 and 4. He keeps the momentum up. He'll go into the second spot. Dale Blaney takes over the number 2 position. Out front is the double zero, Jimmy Neer. Then it's the 2 of Dale Blaney. But up and down, Brandon Martin is 3rd. Brian Paulus goes into number 4 spot. He's followed by Dale Conley and Roddy Balboa. Then it's 84 of Jimmy Stinson, 1 spot out of qualifying. Leader coming off turn number 4. White flag wave. Jim Neer with the advantage. Over Dale Blaney. Brandon Martin followed in that number 3 spot. Jimmy Neer already coming around turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. And Jimmy Neer will pick up the win in heat race number 1. 8 race number 1, sponsored by MSD Ignition, already into the record books at 00. Jimmy Neer started on the outside of row number 1. He goes on and picks up the win. Finishing second, coming from the 5th starting spot, the 2 of Dale Blaney, the 11M. Your pole setter, Brandon Martin, coming home 3rd. Then it's the 8H. He led briefly from starting deep in the pack, Brian Paulus. And your 5th and final qualifier, after setting quick time tonight, the 3C of Cale Conley. Racing out of Piketon, Ohio, in the 04 of Cap Henry. From Bellevue, Ohio, the hometown of Cap Henry. Drivers already set to go. They've gotten the signal. We're ready to go in Kear's Speed Shop qualifying event number 2. Lee Jacobs in car number 59 has scratched from tonight's racing event. Dean Jacobs, Butch Schrader, side by side, row number 1. Then it's Phil Gressman and Greg Wilson. Green flag wave. Dean Jacobs out to the early race lead, but here comes the B20 of Butch Schrader. Schrader on the outside, they're side by side off turn 4. Who's going to lead out number 1? It will be Schrader. Schrader with the advantage over Jacobs. Phil Gressman in that number 3, or correction, number 4 spot with Greg Wilson in the 3rd position. Tim Hunter in the 2H currently in that 5th and final transfer spot, but Hunter being challenged by the 2L of Ed Lynch Jr. Lynch using the inside line will move into the final transfer position. Hunter battling back on the outside down the back straightaway into turn 3. Hunter unable to return the favor. Butch Schrader is your leader. Hunter not giving up. He'll continue to challenge Lynch and goes to the inside. And Hunter back up into the number 5 spot. Lynch now in the 6th position. 1 spot out of qualifying. Butch Schrader leads. Dean Jacobs is 2nd. Greg Wilson 3rd. Phil Gressman 4th. And that battle for the 5th and final transfer spot now looks like it's going to be Tim Hunter with the advantage. Ed Lynch in the number 6 spot. Then it's Blake Steves and Ryan Bunton battling side by side for the number 7 spot. Battle for the number 2 position beginning to warm up. Dean Jacobs has the 2nd spot, but here comes Greg Wilson on the inside. Wilson will challenge. Doesn't get it done off turn 4. How about at the opposite end of the speedway? Will not happen there as well. And Dean Jacobs up to the challenge of Greg Wilson out front. Butch Schrader, with 1 lap to go, is your race leader. Battle for that 5th and final transfer spot continues between Tim Hunter and Ed Lynch Jr. Lynch back into the position, but here comes Hunter as they battle going down to the wire for that final spot. Schrader will win. Butch Schrader picks up the win in Kier's Speed Shop qualifying heat race number 2. Finishing second, Dean Jacobs. Greg Wilson is third. Then it was the 9X of Phil Gressman and Ed Lynch Jr. Holding on to that 5th and final transfer position. Base trucks about ready to exit the Speedway. Todd Kane, Brooke Tatno lined up side by side, row number 1. Paul May and Ryan Myers will share that second row. Then it's Ronnie Blair and Randy Hannigan again. 8 laps of distance, top 5 will go into the A main. Field coming off turn 4, green flag wave. Paul May takes a look to the inside. He'll go into the race lead. Paul May puts the number 71 car out front, but not for long. Here comes the 6X of Todd Kane and the 21 AU of Brooke Tatnell. Kane will lead. Paul May is second. Brooke Tatnell up into the 3rd spot. Randy Hannigan goes 4th. Then it's the 56R of Ryan Myers in that 5th and final transfer spot. Todd Kane jumps out front now, showing the way. Double car length advantage. He went up Paul May. Battle now is for the 3rd spot. Brooke Tatnell has it, but Randy Hannigan trying to take it away. Hannigan in that 4th position, about a car length off. They knock Hannigan to the inside. Hannigan to the inside and into 3rd position. But here comes Tatnell back on the inside. He'll try to return the favor going into turn number 3. It's Tatnell on the inside alongside Hannigan. Hannigan holds on to the spot at the halfway mark. Ryan Myers in that 5th and final transfer spot. Brock Mays goes into number 6 position, and it's the 35 of Ronnie Blair. Out front, it is Todd Kane. Kane continues to show the way in the Rich Energy Incorporated number 6X. Paul May, a fine job in that number 2 spot. Randy Hannigan is 3rd. 4th is the 21 AU of Brooke Tatnell. 56R of Ryan Myers. Does or does he not have the final transfer spot? He does not, but he may regain it. Brock May putting on a battle, coming down to the wire with the white flag waving. It's the final lap as those drivers battle for the final transfer position. Todd Kane very comfortably out front. This long turn number 4 gets the checker flag contact between the drivers battling. Kane will win. Wow, Todd Kane, nice job coming home with the win in heat race number 3. Finishing second, the 71M of Paul May. 3rd will go to the 1X of Randy Hannigan. And what a battle for the number 4 spot. It was the 21 AU of Brooke Tatnell. I guess the battle actually was for the number 5 spot. The 11B of Brock Mays and the 56 of Ryan Myers making contact on the backstretch in that final lap, but it will be Brock Mays coming home with the 5th and final qualifying spot in final row on the inside in car number 45. Out of Genoa, Ohio, the Seagate Blasting Machine, Brian Lay, and your final starter. In car number 4, fresh off a win last Saturday night at Fremont, Ohio, in the Doug Williams Trucking sponsored machine from Chillicothe, Ohio, it's Danny Smith. Cole Duncan, Chris Andrews sharing that front row. Again, 5 spots are up for grabs, 8 laps of distance. Outerwears, performance products from Schoolcraft, Michigan, sponsoring qualifying heat race number 4, Green Flag Wave. Chris Andrews trying to use the momentum build up on the outside line to take over the lead. He will do so. Caleb Griffith will follow him into the runner-up position. Off turn number 4, Griffith's going to challenge for the race lead. Here comes the king from Cheney. Cheney trying to move up into the 3rd spot, while the 12 of Griffith all over the rear bumper of Chris Andrews. Now it's going to be Griffith going to the inside and going to the lead. A new race leader. Caleb Griffith takes over the lead using the inside line. to take over that top spot. He'll stay in the bottom of the track through turns 3 and 4 and maintain the race lead. Chris Andrews is second. 7K Rob Cheney is third. Then it's the 83 of Tim Schaefer. Danny Smith off the track, out of competition in heat race number 4. Cole Duncan, your pole setter, in that fifth and final transfer spot. And here comes the 0 of Brandon Wimmer. Wimmer in the number 6 spot, like to move up one more position on the leaderboard to take over the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, out front, it is the 12 of Caleb Griffin showing the way. Griffin very comfortable in the lead. The 7K of Cheney bobbled a bit that time going into turn 1. He regains control and maintains the runner-up position. Cheney in that second spot. Then it's the early race leader Chris Andrews in the third position with Schaefer fourth. Tim Schaefer, your current point leader for the Rally All-Stars, in the number 4 spot. And then that battle for the number 5 position continues. Cole Duncan has it. Brandon Wimmer way on the high side, trying to take it away on this, the final lap. Schaefer mounting a charge to that number 3 spot. No challenge for the race lead or the win as Caleb Griffin goes right by the start finish line and picks up the checkered flag. So once again, the Sprint Car is putting on an outstanding show here in heat race number 4, sponsored by Outerwear and Performance Products. It was a 12 of Caleb Griffith picking up the win with the 7K. Rob Cheney coming home in the runner-up spot. Third goes to the 15C of Chris Andrews with the 83 of Tim Schaefer. Fourth in the final qualifier. In heat race number 4, the final spot goes to the 22 of Cole Duncans. And pace trucks now exiting the Speedway. First the Eldora Speedway pace truck, then the All-Star pace truck. And they both are off the Speedway. It looks like we're ready to go in our 6-lap dash here tonight. Randy Hannigan, Cale Conley sharing road number 1, green flag wave. Dale Blaney takes a look to the outside, but it's going to be the Rob Cheney machine on the inside moving up. But here comes Blaney on the outside once again. Dale Blaney up into the runner-up spot. Randy Hannigan leads off turn 4. Hannigan is your leader. Blaney is second, Rob Cheney goes third. Then it's a 3C of Cale Conley, the W20, Greg Wilson, and the 83 of Tim Schaefer. Blaney way up alongside the outside retaining wall in turns 3 and 4, trying to close the gap between himself and the race leader, Randy Hannigan. Hannigan goes into the turns on the low side, lets the car drift up, uses a high line off turn to gain some momentum, and right now it is working as he is holding Dale Blaney at bay. Although the distance between first and second does begin to deteriorate, looks like Blaney trying to close the gap between himself and the race leader, Randy Hannigan. Good run for Rob Cheney in that number 3 spot. Blaney now switching line. He'll go to the inside. This time they'll follow in the tire tracks of Hannigan as they exit turn 2. Hannigan opens up a couple of car lengths advantage over Dale Blaney. Cheney is third, Wilson fourth, Conley and Schaefer with 1 lap remaining. Randy Hannigan started the pole. He jumped out to the early race lead. He's been there ever since. Dale Blaney in the number 2 car, running in number 2 position. Checker flag waves. Randy Hannigan will win. Dale Blaney is second. Rob Cheney third. Greg Wilson comes home fourth. Then it's the 3C of Cale Conley and the 83 of Tim Schaefer. Randy Hannigan, the winner of tonight's Rubbin Racing, or rather Rubbin Repair Dash for the Rally All-Stars.
Once again, race fans, Dash winner, the 1X of Randy Hannigan. Take it away, John Kroll down there.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Of course, Randy Hannigan getting to pose for some photos here tonight, but these aren't the ones we're really looking forward to. We're looking for the ones that were after the A-main, right, Randy?
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, anytime you can win a race here at Eldora, it's a pleasure, you know, whether it's a dash, a heat race, or what, you know. We're just happy to be standing up here at Victory Lane, and we got 30 long laps ahead of us. You know, we got a tough group of guys there, Dale Blaney and Tim Schaefer and Cheney and all those guys, Wilson. You know, it's tough, you know. I mean, this pill draw coming up here for the start of the feature is going to determine a lot.
Well, it certainly will. Luck of the draw, as we say. But, of course, running in the dash, the advantage to that, Randy, you get another chance to look at the racetrack.
Oh, yeah. We threw a lot of stuff at it right here, and we learned some stuff, and we'll go back and see if we can improve off it.
So we got a few more changes before the night's through.
Well, we're going to change something, you know. I mean, we just can't sit here. But, you know, the racetrack, they keep working on it, and you know, it's in really good shape right now. I really don't like looking at that water truck on the racetrack right now, but you know, the track's in really good shape, and I think it would provide a good race to see it slick and have a nice cushion around top of it like there. We moved around quite a bit on the racetrack, tried to find some different lines, and it was okay. You know, we just got to, like I said, try to improve it a little bit.
Well, Randy doesn't like the water truck, but the 1X sure looked good here tonight. Randy Hannigan, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Randy Hannigan picking up the win in the Rub and Repair Dash here this evening. ASI Rangewear, Carmade Trailers, Donovan, Angler Machine and Tool, Hank's Performance Parts, Fisher Performance, Jake's Custom Golf Cart Parts. Just some of the fine folks who help support the All-Stars throughout the entire racing season. Pace trucks begin to slow down and make the left-hand turn off the speedway on the backstretch into the infield pit area. Tim Hunter, Ron Blair will set the pace again. 12 laps to distance. Final 4 spots up for grabs. Drivers will get their time back, but they cannot start any better than 11th. Field off turn 4, green flag. Tim Hunter using the inside line to take the race lead. Off turn 2, that's a 35 of Ronnie Blair in at number 2 spot. The 84 Jimmy Stinson is third, and a yellow flag is displayed. Row 3, Roddy Balboa and David Gravel. Green flag. Tim Hunter, your early race leader once again. We got one car alongside the outside retaining wall. Looks like the 51 of Aaron Higgins, but he'll keep moving. He'll stay green. And now Jimmy Stinson goes into the race lead. Hunter off the pace, the early race leader out of the event. Here comes the 51 of Aaron Higgins, also off the track into the infield pit area. Jimmy Stinson showing the way. Finish the 35 of Ron Blair. 56 car of Ryan Myers battling it out. Myers has the number 2 spot for the time being. Blair in the 3rd position. David Gravel in that 4th and final transfer spot. Caution flag waving. One car coming to a stop on the outside of road, or I should say of turn 2. The outside of turn 2. Ryan Myers 2nd. Ron Blair is 3rd. David Gravel in that 4th and final transfer spot. Green flag. Race leader Stinson into turn 3. Here's being challenged out of the 56R Ryan Myers using a much lower line. Unable to close the gap. Now here comes Myers again. A good run in turns 1 and 2. Myers trying for that number 1 spot. To go to the inside. Stinson on the outside. Myers on the inside. Stinson retains the race lead. Likewise, a battle for 3rd. David Gravel was the number 4 spot. He'll battle with Ronnie Blair for that 3rd position. Battle for 1st. Battle for 3rd. Gravel getting by Blair. He'll move up to 3rd. That'll put the 35. Ron Blair back into the number 4 spot, but Blair returns the favor. Gravel now finds himself back in the 4th position. Ron Blair not giving 3rd up very easily. Tyler back retaking the number 3 position. Jimmy Stinson out front with a comfortable advantage now over the 56R of Ryan Myers. Yellow flag once again, a close call for your race leader, Jimmy Stinson. Stinson had been using the high line in turns 3 and 4. That time he went down the backstretch into turn 3, and there was a disabled 6R of Ryan Bunton. So a close call, the advantage, green flag. Ryan Myers trying a different line off turn 4. It'll cost him some real estate though to the race leader. Looks like right now the 35 of Ron Blair taking over the number 2 spot. Myers may have a problem. David Gravel in that 4th and final transfer spot, but here comes Blake Spees He wants some of the action. Feast knows he has to move up one more position to go to the A main. Jimmy Stinson is your leader. Ron Blair, Ryan Myers, David Grass, Blake Feast, and Brandon Wimmer. Wimmer looks to the inside of Feast, cannot complete the pass. They battle down the back straightaway, nose to tail. Here comes Wimmer again to the inside. This time he'll get by the Blake Feast car and set his sights on the 89 team of David Gravel. Now, Brandon Wimmer in that number 5 spot, one position away from qualifying. Well, no longer. What a run down the back straightaway into turn 3. Wimmer come home with the number 4 spot. Out front very comfortably at this point. The 84 of Jimmy Stinson. Stinson, your winner in our Dash 35. Ronnie Blair comes home second. Then it is the 56R of Ryan Myers and the 0 of Brandon Wimmer. So the winner of tonight's University of Northwestern Ohio B main is the 84 of Jimmy Stinson. Coming home in the runner-up spot, the 35 of Ron Blair. Also qualifying for tonight's 30-lap A main, the 56R of Ryan Myers. And coming on strong in the final laps to pick up that 4th and final qualifying position, the 0 of Brandon Wimmer. They're saluting you. Stand up and salute them right back. The O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions now working their way down the front straightaway. Stand up and cheer, race fans. Pick out your favorite driver. Who's going to go to victory lane? Will it be somebody off the front row? Rob Chaney or Tim Schaefer? Possibly row 2, Dale Blaney off a big win last night. Looking very stout here tonight. Ed Lynch Jr. Always a threat in 410 sprint car competition. Randy Hannigan already winning the dash here this evening. He got some valuable information running that dash. You know Randy has the best setup he could think of in that number 1X here tonight. Fans and drivers now get the signal next time around. We're going to go green flag racing. On behalf of All-Star President Guy Webb, as well as the entire All-Star staff, we thank you for coming out to Eldora Speedway. We're about ready to get down to business. The pace trucks, both the Eldora Speedway pace truck and the All-Star pace truck, will be exiting the speedway. Rob Chaney and Tim Schaefer side by side, ready to do battle. Who's going to win it tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We're going to soon find out, because it's time for the O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions A main. Chaney and Schaefer set the pace. We'll go green at the white line. We're racing. Rob Chaney leads the field into turn 1. Tim Schaefer cuts down. Here comes Ed Lynch Jr. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Schaefer to the lead. Here comes Lynch. Ed Lynch going to the number 1 spot. Now going to be Schaefer leading lap 1. Ed Lynch on the inside, still trying to take it away. Tim Schaefer is your leader. Ed Lynch is second. Rob Chaney battling with Dale Blaney for the number 3 spot. Blaney goes to the inside. He'll go to third. That'll put Rob Chaney back in the 4th. Then it's the 20th Craig Wilson rounding out the top 5. Chaney and Blaney continue to swap that position back and forth. Now it's Chaney third, Blaney 4th. And here comes Wilson to the inside. Blaney on the outside, Wilson to the inside. Schaefer is your race leader. And Lynch Jr. in number 2 spot. Plenty of great traffic. Drivers battling for position all around the speedway. No threat for the window as Tim Schaefer continues to show the way. And Lynch Jr. is second. Dale Blaney is third. And here comes Craig Wilson again, working the inside line. The track continues to change. Blaney is third, Wilson 4th, Chaney 5th. Then it's going to be the 3C of Theo Huntley, the 1X of Randy Hannigan. Hannigan back into the 7th position. Then it's the 97 machine. Dean Jacobs started 19th, already working his way up into the 8th spot. And race traffic going to be a factor as Tim Schaefer has called the tail end of the field with just some 6 laps into the record book. Race fans, keep your eyes on the 97 of Jacobs. Quickly working his way up to the field. Tim Schaefer battling with a lot of race traffic, doing an outstanding job. There's Greg Wilson getting by Dale Blaney. Ed Lynch Jr. still in the number 2 spot, but Wilson working the bottom line. He'll try to take it away off turn 1. Cannot get it done. Goes to tail battle for second. It's Dale Blaney, Ed Lynch Jr. Ed Lynch Jr. now in second. Greg Wilson right there. Here comes Blaney to the outside. Blaney way up against the outside, retaining a couple of cars slow. Now moving into the infield pit area. 56R Ryan Myers, one of those drivers out of action. Up front, Tim Schaefer has his hands full. Here at Eldora Speedway tonight, he comes off turn 4 with race traffic all around. And look at that battle for second. Greg Wilson gets by Blaney now again, gets by the 2L of Ed Lynch Jr. Wilson on the charge, up into the runner-up spot. Ed Lynch Jr. in second. Dale Blaney right beside him. Matter of fact, Blaney now trying to get up alongside of him. Rob Cheney trying to hold on to the number 5 spot. But Ronnie Blair is battling, trying to take it away. Out front, Schaefer is your leader, but the advantage is going away. Here comes Greg Wilson. Wilson to the inside. Wilson wants the race lead. Schaefer doesn't give it up. Schaefer on the top side. Wilson on the bottom side. Schaefer will retain the lead. Greg Wilson, though, working the inside line as well as anybody does here at Eldora. He'll nose ahead going into turn number 1. Greg Wilson is your race leader, but not for long. Ronnie Blair off the pace. Flat Tower in the 35. Tim Schaefer back out front. Drivers going at it tooth and nail here at Eldora. Wilson returns the favor. He's back in front of Schaefer. Dale Blaney back in that number 3 spot. Up front, it looks like it's going to be Greg Wilson now with a commanding lead of several car lanes over the 83 of Tim Schaefer at the halfway mark. 15 down, 15 to go. Dale Blaney is third. Ed Lynch Jr. goes in the number 4 spot. Rob Cheney continues to round down the top 5. Lap traffic working to the advantage of Greg Wilson. It's clear sailing for the next couple of laps, so the next car in front of Wilson will be the other V of Brock Mays. Right now, Tim Schaefer loses the second spot. It's the 2 of Dale Blaney getting up on the wheel as well as getting up on the top side of the track. Blaney up to second. Schaefer will slip back to third. Then it's going to be Rob Cheney getting by Ed Lynch. Cheney up to 4th, Lynch to 5th. Lynch trying to return the favor. Can't get it done off turn 2. Getting it done now? Greg Wilson. Wilson is your race leader. Wilson lost a heartbreaker to open up the 2009 All-Star season at Eldora Speedway. He was leading till very late in the event. He's going to try and redeem himself here tonight in Eldora, but Dale Blaney closing the gap between first and second. The gap narrows. Race traffic ahead of Wilson, and right behind Wilson is the George Fisher number 2, Dale Blaney. Blaney making contact with the 11B of Brock Mays. Doesn't lose much ground. Maintains momentum. Now there's one car between Greg Wilson and Dale Blaney. Wilson's got a group of cars just ahead of him. Not sure if there's any damage to the Blaney car. Does not appear to be. Blaney again goes back to the inside. He again closes the gap between himself and the race leader, Greg Wilson. It is Tim Schaefer holding on to the 3rd spot. The battle looks like it's going to be for the race lead, and it's going to go down to the wire with 8 laps remaining. Here comes Blaney, or I should say, it is Blaney. Dale Blaney in the 2 car. What a move in turn 1 and 2. Looks like Greg Wilson now going to move up the top. He'll return the favor. Dale Blaney falls back to second. No, Blaney back into the lead. Wilson on the inside. Blaney gets hung up behind our lap car. It's going to be Greg Wilson retaking the number 1 spot. Wilson, your leader. Blaney on the top side. Wilson on the inside. Complete opposite crew. They race a side-by-side. They almost make contact right here at the start-finish line. Again, Blaney stays on the top side. He'll go back into the lead. Greg Wilson goes into turn 3 again, looking for the inside. Has to move up a groove. Plenty of race traffic ahead. And Greg Wilson now losing some ground. And again, Blaney goes to the inside, makes contact, but but stays on the gas. Here comes Wilson. Back on the inside. Greg Wilson goes to the inside of Dale Blaney. They'll battle off turn 4 for the race lead. Dale Blaney by the narrowest of margins over Greg Wilson. Looks like Blaney has things in control until we get to race traffic. And Wilson is able to close the gap right now. Blaney has about the most advantage he's had all night long. It's Dale Blaney over Greg Wilson. Third is still the 83 of Tim Schaefer with the 2L of Ed Lynch Jr. in the number 4 spot. Then it's the 7K of Rob Cheney. Dale Blaney, Greg Wilson continue the battle. Wilson to the high side in turn 1. He gets a good run off turn 2, but he gets blocked. Race traffic again a factor. Blaney with the advantage. Dale Blaney coming off turn number 4. He'll get the white flag. Here comes Greg Wilson. Wilson challenging for the final lap. Wilson to the lead on the inside. Off turn 2. It's Blaney retaking the top spot. Dale Blaney now with several car length advantage going into turn 3. Wilson gives it one last shot. Won't get it done. Dale Blaney wins at Eldora Speedway. Dale getting some well-deserved congratulations and a cold drink. George Fisher, number 2, looking pretty good here in Victory Lane. This is what makes champions. Dale Blaney, the defending All-Star champion, 3 times he earns that title in his career. And I'd say he's looking for number 4 here this season. Dale Blaney, I want to step in here a minute. Go ahead and get a drink, a cold drink. You don't need it, buddy. You're ready to go?
That was probably one of the best races I've ever been in my life. You know, Schaefer was out there, and here come Wilson, and he's been running better and better this year, and he was running around there where I kind of normally like to run around the bottom, but he was going awful good, and I don't know, halfway through there I had to go, and car got pretty good there last half of the race and got the wing back a little bit, but I don't know, we caught lap traffic pretty good. He started ducking to the bottom and gave me some run on him, but I could never get clear of him. It was probably pretty good for you guys.
Well, indeed it was. Do you have any idea how many times you guys swapped the lead?
Yeah, I was in it.
Yeah, you were right there for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, ain't a better guy to race with wheel to wheel than him. I mean, he didn't wheel me, I didn't wheel him. I mean, he did what he had to do, and I did what I had to do, and it just so happened to be that I caught it right and led lap 30.
Dale, this team's been on a roll the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've been really good. You know, when we get qualified well and can start towards the front, I feel like we're a factor anywhere we go. I mean, you know, we did that last night at the Outlaw race at Attica. We started in the front and were able to win, but tonight's special. Eldora is always special. It's just great. I mean, George Fisher gives me a good car every night. The guys here do an awesome job, and they make my job easy. I just got to get in it and drive it and concentrate a little bit on driving, and it works out.
Well, it worked out tonight. I think you were concentrating a whole lot. Dale Blaney, again, a great job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dale Blaney, ladies and gentlemen, your winner. To here tonight in the O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions 30-lap A-main event. And we're going to go down here and have a few words with your runner-up finisher. I know he's got to be a bit disappointed, but there's no reason for him to hang his head. Greg Wilson pointing over and congratulating Dale Blaney. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for this young man, Greg Wilson. Greg, I know second place isn't what you came here for tonight, but what a show.
Yeah, right now second's like getting kicked in the nuts. But, you know, that's part of the game.
You're standing up pretty good, buddy. You're standing up pretty well.
You know, it's frustrating to run second, but that was one of the best races I've ever been in my life, and just to know that we're getting close to running with Dale and Tim. You know, I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of from where we were last year, and I got to thank Verl and Sabrina Warnemont. I mean, they've stuck behind me 110%, and I think we're finally turning the corner. But Floyd Green and Bonsai, and my cousin Jeremy and Tyson, all the guys that help, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all you fans that are up there supporting me every single week.
Well, Greg, again, great job here tonight. I know it won't be long. You'll be the one in victory lane.
I hope so. We're getting closer and closer every night, and it's tough. I think the All-Star group might be right there with the Outlaws. I mean, we had 3 of the top 10 spots last night, and I was darn proud of that. But just blessed to be driving race cars for a living, and glad every time I can stand on the front stretch. We just need to be one spot better.
There you go. Greg Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, looking to pick it up one more position to victory lane. And here's a guy who came home with a good third place finish. Tim Schaefer, just, what was it, the wrong setup tonight, or just burned the tires? I mean, you got out front, and these guys just got around you.
Yeah, we felt good early, and it's kind of started slipping around, and, it's sit and duck, but we'll keep on trying.
A lot of race traffic out there. It's tough being the leader with this group.
It's part of the race, usually it benefits, tonight it hurt me, but I just love racing and love coming here. We'll keep plugging at it and get it sooner or later.
Well, we love watching you, Tim. Greg, good job here tonight. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Thank you.
Tim Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen, coming home third. Greg Wilson in the runner-up position. Again, a big hand for Dale Blaney and the George Fisher #2 team on the win here tonight at Eldora Speedway for the O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions. For Engines out of Fremont, Ohio, a very special partner with the O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions. And right now, we're off and underway. First driver on the Speedway from New South Wales, Australia. In the Kistler Racing Products, McGrath Landon Motor Group. 7AU, it's Roddy Balboa. Roddy Balboa from Australia. Balboa down the backstretch into turn number 3. The time will be posted on the scoreboard off turn number 2. Roddy Balboa comes in with a time of 13.689. Next car already up to speed, getting the green flag. From Chillicothe, Ohio, in the Doug Williams Trucking, Kiger Signs, Indy screen print number 4. It's Danny Smith, and Smith apparently having mechanical problems with his car. Danny up to speed, and all of a sudden the car slows down, and Danny now drifting around turns 3 and 4. Bad break for the All-Star winner last Saturday night at Fremont Speedway. Now going against the clock out of Lincoln, Illinois, in the Bruns Service Center, Honey Hole Outfitters number 44, A.J. Bruns. Bruns coming around turn 4. He'll complete his effort against the clock with a time of 14.087. 14.087. Next car on the Speedway. From Helena, Ohio, in the Butler-built seat, Sander Engineering, Kistler Engines, Fisher Engines, Bell Racing Products number 9X. It's Phil Gressman. Phil Gressman in the 9X, getting a checker flag. Phil stops the clock with a time of 13.692. 13.692. Now going down the front straightaway, getting the green flag. In the 89G from Watertown, Connecticut. DDR Motorsports, JRC Transportation, P&M Transportation, Comp Cover Insurance Machine of David Gravel. David comes in with a time of 13.717. David Gravel with a time of 13.717. Green flag and the clock underway for Cale Conley in the 3C. Cale hails from Vienna, West Virginia, with sponsorship from Health Bridge Imaging, as well as Conley Energy and Fisher Engine. Clock stops with a 13.338 for Cale Conley. 13.338. Quick time for Cale Conley. Now it's the 2008 All-Star Rookie of the Year, Ryan Myers, out of Eaton, Ohio, in the Garrett Motorsports number 56R, going against the clock. Ryan Myers coming off turn number 4. He'll complete his effort against the clock here tonight with a time of 13.643. 13.643. Now in the Speedway out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. In the Call Motorsports number 83 with sponsorship from Kistler Engines, JRC Transport, Technique Roofing, J&J, and CA Customs. It's your current point leader, Tim Schaefer. Schaefer comes in with a time of 13.564. Next car on the Speedway, out of Troy, Ohio, in the Double J Construction, Ernst Concrete, Fullenkamp Frenchtown Trailers number 35, it's Ronnie Blair. Ronnie Blair off turn 4, he'll get the checkered flag, and the clock stops with a time of 13.562. Everybody still chasing Cale Conley. Conley with the quick time so far. Now coming off turn 4, getting the green flag to start the clock in the number 65 out of Springfield, Illinois. Sponsored by FiberTech Racing as well as NGK Spark Plugs, Redline Oil, and Weathers Wax. It's Jordan Goldsberry. Goldsberry stops the clock with a time of 14.026. 14.026, the time for Jordan Goldsberry. Now coming around turns 3 and 4, already coming down for the checkered flag. It's the W20 of Greg Wilson. Wilson stops the clock with a time of 13.596. Greg Wilson out of Benton Bridge, Ohio. Now it's the 7K of Rob Cheney. Cheney out of Millersburg, Ohio, in the Dave Jessup owned machine. Still Cale Conley with quick time here this evening. Rob Cheney off turn 4, he'll stop the clock with a lap of 13.492. 13.492. Out of Dalton, Ohio, the Southern Crane and Tractor Supply, Rick's Auto Body, classic turning Kistler race engines, number 59, Lee Jacobs. Jacobs gets the green flag already coming off turn number 2 down the backstretch here at the Big E, Eldora Speedway. As the O'Reilly All-Star Circuit of Champions come into town, Lee Jacobs will come in with a time of 13.593. 13.593. Already up to speed out of Millersburg, Ohio. In the Berlin Natural Bakery, Digital Dish, RJL Supply, Blair Signs, number 2H, it's Tim Hunter. Rob and Rita Hunter, the owners of the 2H machine of Tim. Checker flag wave. Clock will stop with a time of 13.557. 13.557. Next car on the Speedway from Lister, Ohio, in the Northwest Towing and Recovery. Number 97, it's Dean Jacobs. Jacobs coming off turn 4. He'll get the checker flag, stopping the clock with a time of 13.811. 13.811 for Dean Jacobs. Now being pushed off pit road onto the Speedway from San Jose, California, in the Terry Hannigan Racing number 1X. Sponsorship from PocketShot.net as well as Kenny's Components, BMRS, and Impact. It's Randy Hannigan. Randy Hannigan off the second turn down the back straightaway. Hannigan out of San Jose, California. He's in the time of 13.487. 13.487 the time for Randy Hannigan. Coming from Apollo, Pennsylvania, and the Chip Ganassi Racing Indy Equipment number 2L, Ed Lynch Jr. Checkered flag is out. Lynch comes in with a time of 13.413. Brandon Martin coming up to speed, but quickly being displayed the yellow flag and of course the caution lights flashing on. Understand that the push truck that came out to assist Brandon Martin having mechanical problems himself in LA, another push truck arriving on the scene to assist the disabled push truck. So as soon as we get the Speedway cleared off, Brandon Martin will again come up to speed, and these things do happen from time to time. Again, in the 11M. Martin coming off turn number 4. He will get the green flag. Well, Brandon Martin now. Man and machine against the clock here at Eldora. Clock will stop at the checkered flag with a time of 13.759. 13.759. The official lap time for Brandon Martin. Now working his way into turn number 1 out of Terre Haute, Indiana. In the Paul May Motorsports number 71M, it is Paul May. Paul May coming off turn 4. He will stop the clock with a time of 13.711. 13.711 for Paul May. Now in a Griff's engine. Lakeshore Auto Works, Village Pizza House, Dell Thatcher Sales Farm Insurance, State Farm Insurance, Barnes Nursery number 12 from Castelia, Ohio, Caleb Griffin. And Griffin comes home with a time of 13.649. 13.649. The official lap for Caleb Griffin. Jacobs back out. We do understand there was interference on the speedway. Lee Jacobs unable to get a clean lap. So track officials sending Jacobs back out for one more shot. And they come off turn number 4. And now his official time, 13.679. 13.679. The official time for Dalton, Ohio's Lee Jacobs. Now going down the back straightaway in the K&N Filters, Lucas Oil, Goofy Golf, Blue Chip Machine and Tool, Atkins Sanitation, number 15C, Chris Andrews. Andrews from Sandusky, Ohio, stops the clock with a time of 13.754, 13.754. Now from Morton, Illinois, in the Morton Collision, number 6R. We mentioned earlier, he currently leads the All-Star Rookie of the Year point battle. Ryan Bunton. Ryan Bunton coming home with a time of 13.888. 13.888. The time for Ryan Bunton. Now in the Speedway. Out of Piketon, Ohio, in the Boyer Funeral Home, Bill Eisen, Loy Acquisitions, J.M. Barbie, Pike County Pawn Shop, Porter Shepherd Farms, number 51, Aaron Higgins. Higgins stops the clock with a time of 14.050. 14.050 for Aaron Higgins. Next car going against the clock here this evening in Kistler Engines qualifying. Out of Bellevue, Ohio, the Kistler Race Products, Sheets Motors, ACP1, Geck Electric, number 304, Henry. And Henry comes in with a time of 14.334. Next car being pushed off, coming up to speed, coming around turns 3 and 4. Racing out of Mooresville, Indiana. In Larry Woods, number 8H, it's Brian Paulus. Brian Paulus in the Wood and Holbrook Motorsports Mid-East Machinery Movers sponsored machine. Brian Paulus stops the clock with a time of 13.855. 13.855. Now getting the green flag, our second driver here with us tonight from New South Wales, Australia, in the Titan Racing, Titan Garage and Carports 21AU, it's Brooke Tatnell. Tatnell stops the clock with a time of 13.739. 13.739, the official lap for Brooke Tatnell. Now in the Speedway, already under the green flag. Defending a two-time All-Star champion. From Hartford, Ohio, in the George Fisher TI Performance, number 2, Dale Blaney. Blaney stops the clock with a 13.532. 13.532. Now from Piketon, Ohio, to J&W Leasing, B&J Welding and Contracting, 00, Jim Neer, 00. Cale Conley still with quick time. Checker flag for Jim Neer, 13.717, 13.717. Next car on the speedway. Out of Evansville, Indiana, in the downtown. Maypie Adhesives, Royal Crown Cola, Simpson, number 4M, John Member. John Member, accustomed running wingless shows coming down to Eldora tonight. Put the wing on the car, he'll come in with a time of 14.237, 14.237. Now from Saybrook, Illinois, in the Hammer Pallet, sponsored 24H. It's the Hammer Motorsports machine of Blake Feast. Blake Feast coming around turn 4. He'll get the checkered flag and stop the clock with a time of 13.987, 13.987. Next car on the speedway. From Decatur, Illinois, in the Web Racing, Hoosier Tires, Maxim Chassis, Butler Built Seats, number 51, Keely Garst. Keely Garst stops the clock. His official time, 13.969, 13.969. Another one of the All-Star contenders for the Rookie of the Year title for 2009. From Sykeston, Missouri, in the Triple X, DWT, Indy Powder Coating, Cornwell Tools, number 92, Darren Clayton. Clayton comes in with a time of 13.993. 13.993. The official lap for Darren Clayton. Now coming down into the first turn area from Lipstick, Ohio, in the All-Star Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Lakeside Propane, Dale's Concrete, George's Garage, B20, Butch Schrader. Butch Schrader stops the clock with a time of 13.738. That's 13.738. Now coming down for the green flag, racing out of Bedford, Indiana, in the Bush Monuments, Pearson Sons Excavating, number 4B. It's Tom Bush. Tom Bush coming around turn number 4. He'll stop the clock with a time of 13.969. 13.969. Now in the Rich Energy Incorporated, number 6X from Powell, Ohio, Todd Kane. Kane way up high on the top side of turn 4. He'll stop the clock with a time of 13.826. 13.826. Now coming off turn 4 from Vandalia, Ohio, in the J&W Leasing, B&J Welding and Contracting, number 84, Jimmy Stinson. Jimmy Stinson, the next driver to go against the clock here at Eldora. Checkered flag is out. Stinson comes home with a time of 13.582. 13.582. Now getting the green flag and starting the clock once again in the J&F Construction, Mansfield Cement, Ken Brothers Heating and Cooling, Maritz Concrete, Kears Speed Shop, 11B from Galion, Ohio, Brock Mays. Mays will stop the clock with a time of 13.928. 13.928. Green flag in the air. And it's a 22 of Cole Duncan. Duncan out of Lockport, Ohio, in the Bobby Labonte Racing. Number 22, Cole Duncan, with a time of 13.827. Now from Genoa, Ohio, in the Seagate Blasting, Metal Pro, Jeff's Bar and Grill, Dave's Story Equipment, John's fourth season, Wood County Collisions, number 45, Brian Lay. Brian Lay comes in with a time of 14.201. 14.201 for Brian Lay. Now in the to Rick Ferkel, owned number 0. Sponsored by ESS Delivery Services, Science Development Limited, Keir Speed Shop, and Smith's Farm. Another one of the All-Star Rookie of the Year contenders, Brandon Wimmer. Brandon from Fairmont, Indiana. Stops the clock with a time of 14.005. 14.005. Now we have the 12L of John Lamberts. John Lamberts, the driver who came in late, pushed the tally over the 40 mark, up to 41 cars here this evening. Lamberts comes in with a time of 14.340. 14.340.